Hello and welcome back to another safari adventure, and in particular welcome to the incredible Time and Tide King Lewanika Lodge in Liuwa Plain National Park, Zambia. Now, I could actually tell a lie to you guys and I could say that lots of you have emailed me or messaged me saying, what's your average day like on safari, or what's it like to do your job? But in truth, there's actually been nobody who has sent me those messages. But having said that, I've decided to make this video which shows a typical day of what it's like to be a wildlife photographer on safari. Now, my work for Time and Tide actually involves me doing lots of different types of photography, from photographing the incredible rooms that we have here to all the activities we offer like kayaking, canoeing, game drives, bushwalks, bush dinners, bush brunches, all these sorts of things. But in this particular video, what I want to show you is my structure of a day when I'm doing nothing but pure wildlife photography. I was going to call this video something like an average day on safari, but then I realised that there's actually really nothing average about a day on safari. So what I'll call it is a typical day on safari, and it will be giving you guys a basic structure of how my day goes. So without further ado, here it is, the video that literally none of you guys have asked for, a day in the life of a safari wildlife photographer. My day normally starts at about 5 AM. As I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm always alert and listening, hoping to hear lions calling, hyenas whooping, any sort of animals' alarm calls to give us a rough direction as to where we might want to head first. And right now I can genuinely hear a lion calling pretty much directly west from camp and a hyena calling pretty much southwest from camp. And you might be surprised to know that most mornings you can hear these animal calls. When I get to the main area, I'll have a quick look to see if I can see any stars in the sky, and if I can, that's a great sign that we might get some golden light when we head on drive. And on this particular morning, the sky was looking fantastic with Jupiter and Mars shining bright in the sky. Is that oribi? Somebody.
It's an oribi.
It's an oribi.
Yeah.
Well, we're off to a good start this morning. We have found a lioness walking across the plains here again. The sky is looking incredible. The sun is about to rise in about 5 minutes time, so we'll see where this lion goes, see if we can get some shots. Where are you going? She's going to come for a drink, I think.
Yeah.
Here we have this lioness walking right towards us now. Here she comes. Here she comes. There she is. Okay, let's try about here and see if she comes this way or not. Okay, so the sun is just rising above the horizon behind us. The lioness is coming towards us. So now it's time to get busy and grab some shots. So what I'm doing here is I'm using this beanbag to get my camera as steady as possible. And on this particular morning we had the luxury of this lioness walking through the short open grass on the wide open plains, which meant we could continue to move the vehicle in front of her to grab more and more shots as she walked towards us. Well, after your morning's gotten off to such an amazing start with finding a lion before sunrise, you're normally on such a high with such a buzz, and what we did now was we just drove around the plains looking for any more animals to photograph, and it wasn't long until we found our next subjects. Okay, we've just found about 10 hyenas here in one of the pans. This is the first hyenas I've seen on this trip.
And there's two that are feeding over there.
And there's two feeding. Oh, is there a carcass? There's also a carcass here by the looks of it. You. Okay, time to get some photographs. They're coming straight towards the vehicle. These guys are so cheeky.
Yeah.
So when the light gets a little bit harsher, or we've been driving for maybe an hour and a half after sunrise, normally we stop and have a little coffee stop in the middle of the bush. And today we're actually joined by a clan of hyenas who have taken down a wildebeest just over here. So those guys are very occupied with the wildebeest, and we get to stand here in the middle of the plains on a beautiful morning and just watch all their behaviour. Yeah, this is how the mornings go. Normally after we've had morning coffee, we start to slowly make our way back towards camp, and of course if we see anything interesting on the way, we'll always stop to take some more photographs. I'm normally back here in camp at about 9 o'clock in the morning, where I'll sit in the office for a short time, catch up on some emails, check my messages and some things on social media. And then I'll head back to my room where it's time to do some exercise before lunch. By the time I'm finished with exercise and grabbed a quick shower, it's normally after 11, so it's time to head back up to the main area for my lunch. And my body is usually pumped full of endorphins and I've got loads of energy. So after lunch, I'll normally head back to my room. And in case you're wondering, yes, you do have to keep your eyes peeled for any lions coming through camp. They love to use this nice shady sheltered woodland to relax and chill in during the hot afternoon sun. You're usually okay during the day, but you do just have to keep your wits about you. When I get back into my room, I like to make myself a cup of coffee, and then just to be sure that I've got all that content nice and safe from a morning drive, I like to back it all up onto my hard drive and empty all my memory cards so they're all nice and fresh for the afternoon drive or activity. I'll then normally do some editing on some photographs from the previous days, and then depending on how I'm feeling, I might have a cheeky little half an hour siesta. After siesta, I'll quickly get changed, and then by then, it's normally around 3:30 in the afternoon. And what I'll do is I'll head back up to the main area, grab myself a coffee and a snack, talk to any guests who may be in the main area as well, and then head back to the office and catch up on any messages and emails. When it gets to around 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I'll meet with my driver or guide and we'll discuss the afternoon's plan, which can be very much determined on what we might have saw in the morning. It's also worth mentioning that if you are a guest coming to stay here, your times will be very much different to mine. You might also go out at 6 o'clock in the morning, but you won't come back into camp until maybe 10:30 or 11, and whereas in the afternoons you might head out about 4 o'clock and come back in around 7 o'clock just after sunset. I don't like to go out too early in the afternoon because I find that the light is still very harsh and it can sometimes be quite warm. I like to wait a little bit longer till about 5 o'clock before I head out and see if we can find any animals on the move. During the rainy season, Liuwa can produce some fantastic storms, particularly in the afternoon, and that's exactly what we got on this day. As the rain got a little bit heavier, we put down the screens on the vehicle to give us some more protection, but I was very hopeful to find some lions and catch some shots of them in the rain, which is something I've wanted to do for quite some time. So we might be about to photograph some lions in some heavy rain.
Oh yeah.
I can see the lion. Okay, the lions are in the open plain and the rain is on the way. I didn't know it at the time, but Rabi the guide had grabbed my GoPro and was catching some shots of me in action, and as you can see I was getting absolutely drenched trying to get these shots, but it was more than worth it. Okay, so we're sitting here with the big male lion Bon Jovi, trying to get some nice shots. And we have the 3 cubs who have been left by the lioness, and she is now heading towards one of the woodlands to see if she can find some wildebeest. These guys are definitely hungry and keen to hunt. Is that your opinion, Rabi?
Yeah, they haven't eaten for almost 5 days now, so possibly today they're gonna make it. They're gonna hunt for something.
There's gonna be an unlucky wildebeest somewhere. What do you think, Kolala?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the end, we decided to move the vehicle to where the lioness was sitting in the hope that the young cubs would soon come and join her, and they did not let us down. Just after sunset, we decided to head back into camp after what had been a very successful day on safari. The actual time that we arrive back in camp is completely determined by what the sightings are like, how far away those sightings may be from camp, but we're usually in camp by about 7 to 7:45, something like that. Once I get back to camp, I will go into the office and quickly check some things, and then I'll normally head back to my room for a quick shower. That's just where I've arrived right now. And that is me now all showered and freshened up, and there's not too much left to do for the day. What I'll normally do now is I will head back up to the main area, I'll talk to the guests, talk to the guide, see how their drives went, and we can compare all our sightings and share some of our fantastic stories from the evening's drives. I'll then grab myself some dinner, and then I'll head back down to my room where I will carefully unload all my memory cards, store everything nice and organised so I can find it, and then yeah, it's pretty much 10 o'clock in the evening by then, and it's time for a well-deserved sleep. Today has obviously been a pretty exceptional day with the amount of lion sightings we've had. It's been absolutely fantastic, but of course there are days where you don't see so much or the light is not so good, but to be honest, this is very much a very real, accurate representation of what a typical day can be like in my job. If you enjoyed this sort of behind the scenes look into my job, then please consider liking this video, commenting underneath, and of course subscribe and click that notification bell, because I will be uploading more of these videos from the different destinations that I work at. I will try in future to include more interaction with the guides, but it's very hard. These videos that I'm making now are the absolute last priority when I'm on a sighting. The first thing I'm looking to do is capture the best images and videography for my work, and then these videos come second to that. But anyway, I will try my best to keep these videos coming and keep you guys entertained. Thank you very much for joining me on this safari adventure, and I'll see you very soon on the next one.